caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Caldarise is the caltrop.
Coming down the mountain from the heaven to the hell, the Mike Caldarise, the caltrop, he never stops, so ring the bell. He bring the facts, he spin up every morning till we sleep. He get it deep, Mike Caldarise, in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind and we don't care, Mike Caldarise is the caltrop. And we don't mind and we don't care, Mike Caldarise is the caltrop. And we don't mind and we don't care, Mike Caldarise is the caltrop.
Good evening and welcome to the Caltrop. My name is Mike Caldarise and I'm your host. And listen, we are, as everyone is learning and everyone is finding out about me, I'm not afraid to ask tough questions. I'm not afraid to go out any group of people or any situation and give you the God's honest truth. And that is what the Caltrop, to me, is all about. It's a defense mechanism away from the propaganda, away from the lies, away from all the spin and absolute trash that gets thrown at you guys every single day. And I love it. Let me tell you something. I'm fully enjoying myself. I gotta be honest, guys. It is it's definitely weird being recognized. That's fucking cool as hell, but it's definitely weird. But listen, I had a very eventful night. I'm honestly exhausted. I've not gotten a lot of sleep. I don't think I got into till 11:30, just talking to people last night. Last night was an incredible night. I don't have a formal monologue planned today, but I'm going to do a little bit of a Mike's Right, just on something that I noticed from last night's meeting. And last night's meeting, I talk about it a lot. In my area, you have a situation where there's two different groups of two different societies forming, really. One Jewish and one non-Jewish. And it really seems like things are coming to a head and things are coming to a clash. And we've spoken about this before. And there's a particular meeting. I spoke about it in length in Manchester, New Jersey. And it was a big meeting last night. Everyone thought it was going to be the final meeting. Wound up being moved on to another one because they have so much interest in this. A lot of questions. But there was something that was glaring to me, and I think it's a problem not only locally, but I think it's a problem nationwide. We're going to talk about it. We also have a lot, man. We obviously have Fresh Mike that's going to be joining us in a little bit. I love Fridays with him because we are going to make fun of a lot of just stupid shit. I mean, you have these Democrats that are now committing treason, if you ask me, right in front of our faces, and not giving a shit because they're doing it like it's a fucking TikTok video. We obviously have Trump's reaction to that, but Trump also met Mondami today. We're talking about Mondami. We have Jasmine Crockett, and we have a whole host of a bunch of different things. I have Coach Hurley talking about sports. If we could even get to half of that stuff. But right now, let's start the show off right with the Mike's Right. Shut the fuck up and listen. All right, this is what I've noticed about when just being an observer that looks at things down the middle. What I've noticed over and over and over and over again is you have two groups, no matter what it is. It's either two groups or three groups or four groups, but you have groups of people that fight each other and argue with each other from positions of not understanding what the other side is even saying, and not even wanting the other side to understand what the other side is saying. They don't fundamentally understand each other to where it creates a lot of innuendo. It creates a lot of conspiracy theory. Honestly, it creates a lot of assumptions being made about each group. And then what ultimately devolves into is name calling and everything else. And You notice it last night, but you notice it across the entire country. Now, just real quick, because I know Mike has some questions about this. Just to give you like a quick skinny on this, I walk in and people are immediately like saying hi and stuff. Honestly, it was really cool. Really. Then we had different brief periods where they took a pause, and people started walking up to me and talking to me of a bunch of different, both Jewish, non-Jewish. Everybody was walking up and talking to me, and you guys know me. I will talk to anybody. It doesn't matter. And I saw groups of people that I was talking to on one side and I was talking to on the other that sound and talk exactly alike. They were really talking about the same people. Everyone seemed like they cared about the other person. Everyone was asking me questions because I think they're fascinated with me because I say what needs to be said and I'm not afraid of it. So I think they feel like they could come up to me and ask me questions, and I'm going to give them a straight ass answer. And it was really cool being asked those questions. Now you can say people are like, they'll play that. Oh, they're just doing oppo research. You know how those people are. They want to get you on the mic and get you to say something bad so they can use it to get whatever you want to say, right? But the moral of the story is, I had people genuinely asking me why everyone was viewing this in a negative way. And, it's real easy for them to sit back and lob insults and lob things like anti-Semitic when all they see coming at them is some anti-Semitic stuff. And you know how it is. The people that are saying that are the ones that are going to be highlighted, and they're the ones that are going to be shown to them, and they're the ones that are going to be blown up. That you know how that whole media works. But nobody is actually sitting back and saying, guys, this is what the problem is here that everyone has a problem with. And this is why they're fighting it back against you. So now what are you going to do about it? Now that I said it to you, what are you going to do about it? And you know what? I had a lot of agreement with me. I had a lot of agreement on both sides of it. And it just goes to show you that, there's people on that side that call me names. There's people on this side that are going to call me a Jew sellout pretty soon, whatever. But what you notice is when you actually break the barrier, you get away from it's kind of like the middle school dance party, where you have like the Jews on one side and everyone else on the other. It's kind of like boys to the right, girls to the left. No one touch each other. If you are dancing, you have to be at arm's length apart and shit. When somebody finally crosses over and starts bullshitting, then more people do it, and more people do it, and more people do it. And then sooner or later, maybe we actually have a community where we're not two different jerked off sides. I don't know. Just my take on watching all of this stuff unfold. But let's bring in my co-host because he's the man I've been wanting to talk to. My man, Fresh Mike. What's up there, buddy?
What's good? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Okay, listen. So I had a customer give me a whole bunch of different type of alcoholic beverages, and I appreciated it. I do. I appreciate it. This, I don't know what I'm drinking, so we're going to experiment on a Friday night here. Everybody, do me a favor. This show's going to be relaxing you. We're not going to be uptight. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to relax. This is not, this is nothing too crazy and serious. But I have a 6-Point brewery. Tell me if you ever had this before. It's called The Piff. Interesting. The Piff Hazy Deepa. This is kind of seems like it's right up my alley, just like the whole vibe I'm getting from it. 8.6% alcohol. And
wow.
Let's taste this little guy. See what this is. Ooh, that's dangerous.
Purple being one of my favorite colors. I like the can.
Hey, you ready? Check this. Let's see if I could get close up on this thing here. That's the benefit.
Oh.
It doesn't, and nothing fucks up.
Let's go Piff.
Really good. This is dangerous. If this is 8%, this is wow. Yeah, I'm gonna be. Yeah, I have a number of cans in there. They gave me a lot. They gave me a lot of these, Michael. They gave me a lot of these.
Hell yeah.
What's up, my man?
Because you're getting famous. Like free shit's about to just start coming to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. Let's get to the chat really quick, Mike. Of course, Yankee 68 is in the middle, in the first one, talking some shit. Get you some of that, Jay Calda first, and you're retired. What a punk ass You punk ass. I mean, Yankee 68 is going in on, on Jake Calda. I love it.
Yeah.
Ode have been on the fly of the wall behind the closed doors, deport all the Muslims, Somalis, and non-citizens. PT Pod is in the chat. What's up, buddy? In the chat, on the show. I mean, this guy is multi-personality and multifaceted. It's unbelievable. We have Bob and Weaver. Bob and Weaver, love it. New name in the chat. Welcome, Bob and Weaver. I really love that show. And the Chatterist show. The Chatterist Snow?
Chatter is now.
The Chatter is now. I love that. Chatter is now. Swear words. Dude, we got a bunch of new names in the chat. Gotta love it. A Goon, my man. The my neighbor extraordinaire right there. Gotta love that guy. He's the fucking best. He said, yo, what's up, everybody? Fuck yeah, Jew lover. Jersey Abe, you gotta love coming in hot. He says, I love Phil Stilton and the Jews. Go ahead, Mikey. What do you got for me, kid? Is he frozen?
Not much, man. I want to thank Bob and Weaver, Chatters Now, and Swear Words. Those are some fellas, chatters that I was like, come on over, man. You know what I mean? We're trying to migrate family. You know what I'm saying? Bring everybody in. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about your experience last night. There's so much to talk about. I think the main thing, besides, of course, the treasonous BS, because did you notice the whole Trump sends out a 5 or 6 word tweet and Epstein goes away? It all just disappears. There's no more Epstein issue anymore. You know what? That's all we heard about 24/7. He signs or release the files. The very next day, it's treason. And you're like, wow, man. It's literally
No, we're still hearing about Epstein, though, Mike.
Not like we were. Not from
No. We're hearing it like this from Jasmine Crockett.
Folks who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio. I just want to be clear. If this is the standard that we're going to make, just know we're going to expose it all.
Girlfriend. Ow. By the way, that was the wrong Jeffrey Epstein. That was Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. Ooh, yeah, that's just fun, right?
You have, my legal name is Michael C. Hall, and I get called Dexter all the time. I literally do. There, back when Dexter was a bigger deal, there are times that I was a touring comedian, and so they would have Michael C. Hall, and people would literally buy tickets thinking they were going to see the guy who played Dexter, Michael C. Hall, like doing stand-up comedy. We're like, you're not Dexter. I'm like, no. I was like, look at my license. You know what I mean? So. But that's a big deal. And then, did you see Trump and Mamdani today?
Dude, I have them all, bro. I have them all.
Where
do you want to start? Do you want to start on last night?
AISSING. That's the one that we're fine. The world, dude, healing. Peace, brother. Peace and healing. You know what I mean? That's what we have now. Because Trump says he wants to live in New York under Mamdani. He said he'd love to live there. So... yeah, man.
Dude, I have some video of that, bro. You're like you're like shooting the load all in the first 15 minutes of this. I love it. But where do you want to start? Do you want to start last night? You want to start Mamdani? You want to start?
Yeah, let's do last night. I do want to ask you about that. I was trying to give the people wet the whistle, as they say. Wet that whistle. Let's do it. But yeah, so first I definitely want to talk about last night, man. You had so much going on. I wanted to ask you, because you kind of went into it a little bit, but how did it feel? Because, I know you, right? And for anybody that's followed you, it's safer to say you're probably more famous, or, for lack of a better term, more popular, more well-known now than you have been before, even though you've been podcasting for a while.
It's not even close.
Yeah, so, what is that like? What does that feel like to you? And how does that make you feel? Do you feel any concern? Does that excite you? You know what I'm saying? Does it let you know you're on the right track?
Let's give everybody a taste of kind of who I was speaking to yesterday. Let me ask you a question. When you look at the frustrations of the people and the people of Jackson, to where that they have lived there forever, right? And you see their frustrations. Do you view them as just anti-Semitic frustrations, or do you view them as legit frustrations that need to be dealt with?
Sure. So
that's just so you understand. So he's an Orthodox Jewish man where I live from. And dude, quick background again, just so for everybody new that's listening. You make these videos, and I've been making. You know how it is, bro. You put a video, and it's like, oh, this one's going to be the one that's brilliant. You put it together, and it's like fucking. Everyone's going to love it. Everyone's going to think this is hysterical. And you get like 17 views on it. What the fuck? No one even talks about it. No one says nothing. And you're right, man. I've been doing stuff online. I've had a show for a really long time. Had a big Rumble show at one point, had a 1.5 million fake views a month. It was really, really impressive, and it's crazy. It's a video I didn't want to do, bro. So that's the weirdest part about everything. When you ask me how it feels, it's how did I get caught up in this? So like what I was at yesterday, I have no business being at. It's a town that's 2 towns away from me. It's one of their planning board meetings where, they want to build something in a neighborhood. What business do I have, really being there? But a customer of like 17 years asked me to do a video. I do this video kind of unwillingly, put it out there into the ether. And dude, I wake up with, I think it was like 20-something thousand, 25,000 views on Facebook overnight. TikTok had like 16,000. Instagram even was going off. It was, none of it even made any sense. And then you take that video and you fast forward it to a bunch of videos, and I don't know, that just that topic alone has to be at 400,000 or 500,000 views for me.
Yeah.
Just the videos on those, which translates to somehow people standing in line to talk to you. Like after some of these things, it was dude. How does it feel? It's so cool, honestly. Walking in and seeing people look over and hearing like, hey, that's that fucking delete jerk off. That's that fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like you can kind of hear it. Like it really is. It's an honor, bro. It's honestly an honor to that people think that stuff I say resonates, and that they kind of trust what I say to represent them. I think that's the coolest part about this entire thing. The amount of people that say, yo, I totally support you. I can't say shit for this, that, or the other reason. And, I just really support you. And it's, you see, like, I'm not from that town, but somehow I was able to get 150 people to go out to that meeting, and nobody would have showed up otherwise, because they didn't even notify anybody about it. So it went from like, they notify people in these 2 mundane newspapers that you have to pay to fucking, to subscribe to. And it's like, hey, we gave you plenty of notice. It's like, no, you didn't. Nobody even knew this was going on until I made a video about it. And so to have people walk up and say, yo, I really appreciate you. It's that was awesome. And then the last part, the other really fucking awesome part about this, it's the part that my wife doesn't like, honestly. But as I was kind of walking out of this place, I walked past a group of the Orthodox community, and I kind of like nodded over at them, just kind of acknowledged. And I wasn't saying, hey, how you guys doing? And trying to talk to everybody. And I heard a guy go, have a nice night, Mike. Like that. And so I stopped, turned around. I was like, did you just say Mike? He's like, yeah, you think I haven't seen your videos?
Wow.
And I was like, oh, okay, how you doing? So I walked over there immediately and shook his hand. And I think there was a rabbi there because he had a long beard, but I don't know how to tell everybody. But, they were there, and I'm not afraid to stand there and talk to anybody and tell them my God's honest thoughts. And I don't think anybody there, like, when I talk to people, I don't think you're not walking away saying this guy's anti our entire community. You can't do it, because I'm just not going to put myself in that position. That's not who I am. I don't care what you believe. I don't give a shit what you believe. It's just I don't need you turning where we're at into a theocracy. That's my only problem with it. It seems like there's 2 communities. I don't like 2 separate communities that aren't there to help each other. That they're at war with each other. That shit bothers me. So it was really cool being able to kind of be the guy that might be able to either bridge the divide or lead the fucking revolution against them. Dude, I'm in a really cool spot, because I could talk and I could fight. So,
Yeah.
it's one of those things, bro. It's fucking cool as shit. I hope we can
And
just talk. I'd rather just talk and learn to live together. That seems like it's way better, but sometimes, we know how it is. To 3,000 years of fighting doesn't change overnight either. So,
yeah, and I love the art of war. And in the art of war, I really wanted to ask you this. What's the number one thing in the art of war? Know thy enemy first, then know thyself, and in 100 battles you will not lose. So, with that in mind, how do you think you're seen from the other side right now? Because honestly, like you said, you're in a great place. Yes, you can talk and fight, absolutely. But also, I don't think they see you so much as an enemy, as the guy they have to deal with, and honestly, a bridge on the other side too. Because they wouldn't be dealing with you if they thought you were just a hater, right? Like, I don't know.
I
Did you
don't,
give them,
I
like,
don't
a
know.
bacon and cheese sandwich and they really enjoyed it? I don't know. But I'm just
I think they're trying to figure me out, bro. Some of them look at me like they would look at a fucking gorilla in the zoo. They're like, is he really saying this shit?
You mean the way I look at you
like,
every
what?
Friday?
Yeah, I'm being serious. Like some just have their jaw up and like this guy is like he would really talk to us. It's tough. It's tough to decide that. What do they think of me? I'm positive there's people in that community that think I am a rabid anti-Semite. I'm positive about it. I think there's groups of that people that say he says provocative stuff, but I don't think he might. He's not really going crazy, and they want to talk to me. I think there's the problem is everybody views everybody as the exact same, and in their situation they all look alike. You can't. I mean, there's no other way you could say it. There's a lot of different sects and versions and orthodoxies, and there's the Hasidics, and there's a whole bunch of different versions of Hasidic, and it's like, but they all wear the same kind of dress: black suit, white hat, hair. They all fucking look alike. So you take them all and you lump them all together. So when one group or like the real piece of shit version of them, it gets translated onto all of them because that's really all you see. You see the traffic, you see the bad that they bring. So that's like it's the imagery of it. And what happens is, honestly, you see a lot of really good people, I think, getting caught up in that image, just like the Italians did. When the Italians were first coming over here, it's like Italians need not apply. Get the fuck out of here, you greasy wops. And all of a sudden, they got portrayed as all gangsters and all. That's the image of Italians for how many years was just that, based on gangsters. But you had millions of us. The far majority of them weren't gangsters. They were Masons. They were all over the place. They went to work. So that's really the difference, bro. But I don't know how they view me. I'm sure it's a mixed bag. I really do, because I think there's, like I said, if you talk to me and you don't just judge me by a couple clips, I don't know how you're going to walk away saying that guy's a jerk off. I mean, no, stop. So I can fully understand how you would say I'm a jerk off. I don't know how you would say that I'm coming at it from a position of hating of their group. Put it that way.
I think that's key, man, and I think that's why they actually talk to you, and I think that's why they're a little bit bewildered, because you're very a-religious. So it's not like Christians coming against Jews. Most of the time when they're dealing with opposition, it is religious based on some level. So you're not that, and you clearly are coming from a place of hate. You're not coming on and going, these, this slur and that slur, these jerk slurs. You come on and you're like, I don't like what these folks are doing that happen to be named this and part of this group. And they're like, oh, what? You know what I'm saying? And so,
dude,
like,
and I think
that's what I saw with the debate. Yeah. Sorry,
and I think I developed a defense to like, if anybody's ever debating me and they start calling me an anti-Semite, I think I have something for them. I'm going to look at it and be like, oh, please tell me you're not one of those Semite supremacists, are you? Am I dealing with a Semite supremacist right now? Because I don't know if I could deal with a Jewish supremacist. Because it's like, I mean, think about it. You are a white supremacist group, like, and you sound like you're better than me. I'm going to toss it right up their ass with that, bro. I can't wait. And it's not there, but it's like, whoever, if you're going to come at me with horse shit, I'm going to throw elephant shit at you.
I didn't want to ask you day after, because as you know, there's like the night the thing happens, and there's all those vibes, right? And then there's kind of a lot of times the day after, right? And kind of what you kind of got. And then I was gonna have you gotten any hate mail? Have you gotten any follow up from anybody from
No,
last night?
dude. As a matter of fact, it's people were actually walking up to me last night saying, "Hey, I was really impressed with your interview with Morty Bernstein. With how how respectful but direct, how direct you were." That's the stuff that I've been getting. I've been getting a lot of positives. I mean, put it this way, bro. My YouTube page, this is how powerful that interview with Morty and this whole thing has been. My YouTube page gets 0 to 6 views per show. 6 was like, holy shit, I got 6. That's a stud YouTube performance. I think that Morty show on YouTube is 1.1 thousand right now.
Wow.
I put it on as just an upload before the live so I could put it on my page. That's got, I think, 4,000 on it. I put another one on it. That's got like 9.8. Like overall, I think it's at like 15,000 views just on across the Facebook platforms. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's cool.
Awesome.
It's
Crazy
cool.
and
So
awesome.
I've been getting a lot of really positive stuff. It has not been a lot of negative. That's what I'm saying. Like I think I've learned how to phrase things and how to say things from the failures of how other people are doing it, but still yet being my abrasive, disgusting self. Direct, disgusting, in your face. But I'm learning to put things in ways to where I could get my point across without being ridiculous. And I think that's where other people are going wrong, especially like we had different pages that have been trying to fight, this stuff over the time, and they got shut down because they didn't know how to phrase things properly, I don't think.
Absolutely. And I mean, think about how internet is all blood sport and blood wars now. If it's really great on the internet, how no matter what you post, somebody's going to get really angry and call you a pedo and, wish you were dead. No matter what. You can be like, it's sunny outside. You're a piece of shit. Whoa. You know what I mean? So, the fact that you avoid that, the fact that you can stay out of internet blood sport. Yeah.
What was that?
Exactly. But just the fact you're able to stay out of those internet blood sports. That's what I literally was kind of waiting on the whole time, was for it to get rough, and it really wasn't. And then, follow up and final question. And maybe you asked him this off there, so I don't need to be disappointed, right? But what about the gold? The J gold. You didn't ask him where the J gold was?
So
we want to know where the J gold is, bro.
I asked a couple of them if they'd ever want to come on and just have a fun, episode like that, where they asked me questions about us and I asked them questions and myth busting about them. Like the one big one around here is like, do you have they have sex between sheets? With like a hole cut out of it and shit.
Yeah,
and you don't know if that's true or not, but that's like one of the myths that go around the town. You know what I'm saying? So I think it would be hysterical to sit around with somebody and just cut it up and bullshit and like make fun of ourselves almost. I think that's what better way to humanize everybody than would be to like break some of the myths.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, and that's the thing, man. They're kind of famous for comedy, right? That's kind of the thing. So yeah, just I mean, that's kind of the thing. So
So
why wouldn't they want to do some comedy, especially with a goy, right? Is that what they call us, goys? Like
Goyim,
non-Jewish folks?
Goyim or Gentiles. Okay. I think we're Gentiles. I don't know.
Right. Something. One of those things.
Yeah, we're one of those things. They're like strict to the Old Testament.
Oh wow.
They've never. I don't think they've ever graduated past the Old Testament. It's like all Old Testament shit. No New Testament to them.
I just feel bad they've never had bacon, bro. You know what I mean? Bacon.
Oh, they've had
amazing.
Bacon. Don't let some of them lie to you. They've done it. They have 100% eaten. You can't, especially they're from New Jersey. There is no fucking way in hell that a large majority of these people have not tried pork roll or bacon. It's impossible. It's on every breakfast sandwich, anywhere you go.
Well, and that's, by the way, if you don't eat bacon, I figured out a way to make turkey bacon work where you get real close, and that is throw like a little bit of butter in there. Like I'd say like,
Turkey
half
bacon?
a teaspoon of butter. Yeah. Every time you cook
Yeah, you
turkey
take
bacon,
that
throw a
and-
half a teaspoon of butter in there, and you realize what you're missing is that fat. It's a whole nother story. But you're like,
And then
that's what I'm missing
then what
with
you
turkey.
do is you swish it around in the pan like this,
Mhm.
and you go right into the garbage with it, and then get the real pack of bacon out and cook that and eat that.
Turkey bacon can be good if you cook it right. I'm just saying. I'm trying to help out your friends here. You know what I mean?
went,
Dog,
I
come
went on a
on.
turkey bacon eating kick for a little while. It's not fucking happening. Mama Duke says, "Hey Yankee." Yankee 68 says, "Tired of being PC. No, bullshit. Do not compare past immigrants to these system abusing scum." Yankee 68 bringing the fire today. Jake Calvin says, "I know Yankee. She decided to make the Italian portion today. She made talking about my mom. So she made gravies. This is what Italians do, all right? And they wanted to kick Italians out of the country. We give you the best food on the fucking planet, okay? She made the gravy with ziti, chicken parm, meatballs, sausage, etc. Freezing it. So Thursday, all we have to do is heat it up. That's the fucking Thanksgiving that I want. I don't want turkey. I don't want any of that garbage. Give me stuffed shells, lasagna, meatballs, and sausages. That is my Thanksgiving. Garlic bread. Then you know what? If you want to have a couple sides, throw in some stuffing somewhere on the side of the table with the sweet potato casserole and the green bean casserole that Serena makes with all the shit. That's delicious. That's cool if you want to have your traditional, and maybe some ham, and then toss in a little bit of ham, a little tiny ham, like a baby one that hasn't gotten past like 9 weeks. You take that, fry that up. That'll be really good.
No, look, here's the thing. I can't argue. You know why? Look, man, a couple things. One, there's a reason us folk only eat turkey and stuffing one day a year, right? And you can't go to there's not like a turkey and stuffing restaurant. There's not a chain of turkey stuffing Thanksgiving meal style restaurants you can go to any time of year. However, Italian food, on the other hand, you know what I mean? Hello, Olive Garden. There are tons of places that serve amazing Italian food that do great year round. If you open a turkey and stuffing restaurant, it would shut down in 3 months. Why? Because the food is better. Let's go. You know what I mean?
So I love that you're from Oklahoma, right?
Yes, sir.
So I got to take a trip out there. You got to show me where all the street outlaws are, because I love watching the street outlaws. I don't know if you know.
Huge. Yeah.
So-
yeah. No, of course they're street outlaws.
So what? Fuck! You just made me lose my. You can tell you're from Oklahoma because you say you said Olive Garden is good.
I didn't say it was good. I said it makes a living as a chain. I hate Olive Garden.
Dude, the best
Man,
part
I
about
can't
Olive Garden
stand
is
it.
the free breadsticks. All right,
Yes, exactly.
let's face facts. It's the best
Oh my
part of
God,
fucking
they have
Olive
some
Garden.
Look, family of mine likes. I'm like, you guys don't know real Italian food. We have a couple of real Italian restaurants here from Real Italians. One is called Doni. It's amazing, but it doesn't taste like Olive Garden. Just like real Chinese food doesn't taste like Panda Express either. It just. But it's so good, man. See now, dude, because I'm doing all this for Thanksgiving, and I feel crappy because I want to just do what you're doing for Thanksgiving.
I told you that one time we went into that Japanese the hibachi restaurant in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that? Dude, fuck it. We get this chef walking out speaking all Japanese and shit, and he's black. It's like, come on. You can't just speak regular, man. You don't stop trying to play. You're not Japanese. Listen, he was
probably
the
what he
best,
was
though. Let me tell you, he had probably the most skills with those little flipping those eggs and shit that I've ever seen in my life.
Heck yeah. Yeah, no, man, we're doing the full turkey thing, I guess. Oh, I did want to talk about, since we're just having fun, I don't know if you've seen the abomination that is the Turhamkin from Subway. Have you seen that?
They have Turhamkin?
Yeah, I want to buy one just to one of those I'm eating this so you don't have to. It comes with stuffing and cranberry sauce and turkey and ham. It's crazy.
No,
it's called the Turhamkin.
You have to do what Yankee 68 says, and Yankee 68's power typing in all caps, dude. He's like, "Fuck, let's go!" I'm yelling the whole time in the chat. He says, "Go to Wawa, get the gobbler. The gobbler is solid. I like getting the gobbler bowl, dude. It's like a mashed potato, turkey stuffing bowl. It is, it's phenomenal. And they started filling it back up. Like last year, that turkey bowl was really thin. Now they're starting to pile it back on, especially at certain times. Justin Dell says, "I know for a fact that some of the women are the best sex you'll ever have. If they trust you, they will sneak around with you." Fucking Justin Dell coming out hot with a "Hey, bang married Jewish women" advice. Everybody, write that down. Gain a Jewish woman's trust and then have sex with her. I think that sounds like a like a really good plan. Let's get to this really quick because I want to get some of these guys' take on this. We had some senators do some of the most ignorant shit I've ever seen, and we're going to get to that in just 1 minute. But first, you like my Ben Shapiro right there? Let's try this 6 Point Brewery, and I'm not pushing these guys today. I've never tried them. This is Resin Deepa. This is a 9.1. I hope it's not too hoppy. Let's
go 9-1.
You know what? That doesn't suck. That doesn't suck. These things are actually pretty good. They're not refreshing at all. I'll tell you that much. They kind of have like a very, very dry taste to it.
A dry taste.
Let me take a sip of this again.
It's very crisp.
All right, good. Now that I got all that out of me, check out these treasonous motherfuckers.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard
and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
First off, what the fuck does "don't give up the ship" mean? There's not a American that doesn't serve on your fruity ass ship. Sorry, military. I didn't. That doesn't go for all you guys. It went to wherever they sold. No offense. Those people are not a ringing endorsement of the military. I'm just going to tell you, all that tells me is that we should stop hiring from the military to put these fucking people in the Congress. I'm just saying, maybe have some better military people. But what does that even mean? Don't give up the ship.
Let's just say they're Freddie Mercury fans, and there's a very rainbow friendly club called The Ship in DC they all like to go to, when they're getting advice from Jeffrey Epstein on how to come after Trump. And they don't want to give that up. Okay? They don't want to give it up. Even after the documents are released, they're like, don't give up. It's okay to refuse illegal orders. It's illegal to stop us from going to The Ship Club. So I don't know, man. This one made me so angry. And I wanted to tell him, and I just want to tell people that support this, go up to a cop, because a military person and a cop, while it's different and bop, this and that, it's a similar order of structure where you are armed and expected to protect and follow orders. And that's key to having that structure work, right? So go up to a cop and be like, it's okay to disobey illegal orders, cop. I was a cop once. It's like, yeah, but how many illegal orders did you disobey? None, right? That's why you're not in jail. And then the thing that made me the most angry is the freaking, they didn't say the order. It's like, hey, it's okay to disobey illegal orders. Well, what's illegal? Is sending troops to Ukraine that we did under Biden that we weren't supposed to do because they were in training missions? Was that illegal? What about, I can give you 911 illegal things America has done that nobody seemed to have a problem about. What about the trail of dead law enforcement officers Hillary Clinton has behind her, including one in Oklahoma that was shot in the back of the head twice, that committed suicide, found on the side of the road, shot in the back of the head twice due to suicide, right? And then the dude who was hanging from a tree, hanging from a tree, shotgun blast to his chest, no gun found, suicide. Because I know that I somehow hang myself from a tree, then shoot myself in the chest with a shotgun, and then the gun grows legs and runs away.
Is drowning in 6 inches of water. Like that's how ridiculous it is. Yeah.
The gay Obama chef. Yeah. Obama's gay lover. Exactly. I'm just saying, man. So what is an illegal order? All of these people do illegal stuff all the time. What you're trying to do is foment freaking, I'll say it, C-dub Civil War. It's something I work now. And remember, Civil War, when people think about it, they think, oh, there'll be a big old red side and a big old blue side, and we just fight. No. Think about the original Civil War. It was the battle of this place. It was Boston was a main hotspot, very small. Think about the United States, and Boston was a hotspot. Things of that nature. It'll be your LAs and your New Yorks and your Detroits, and even probably now your Miamis and your Dallas and your Houston. Those will be where the war takes place. A lot of people won't ever experience it. Just like the other Civil War. You lived in Kansas, right? And there was nothing going on in Kansas at that time. Well, you went to school and you went to work and, you fed your family. It was just a war economy and a war situation. And I think we're close to that now. And I think those senators are trying to help that.
Mama Duke says, lock these demons up. I fully agree with you. Let's just to hammer down the point that you made here. Leave it to Scott Jennings to say exactly what my brain thinks. So when I start listening to this stuff all day long, I start making notes in my phone, going through all this stuff, listening to these idiots say this stuff. And then by happenstance, sometimes I play the PBD podcast, and this is Scott Jennings on PBD.
Well, what they're saying is complete and utter bullshit. There are no illegal orders.
I like how you're holding it back a little bit.
What illegal orders?
Yeah.
What has the president said or done? What order? You were in the military. Has he given an illegal order that you know of?
Not that I know of.
And
no.
they can't name one either. I was on CNN yesterday, and we had one of these clowns on, Jason Crow. Casey Hunt asked him, is there a specific order you're worried about? Well, no, we're just generally saying it out loud. The other thing they said there is vital. The threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad. They're coming from within. They said the president is a threat to the Constitution. This is the same garbage they have been peddling that has led to violence against the president, that has led to violence against ICE agents, that has led to violence against people who are operating our government right now. This rhetoric is designed to foment insurrection against the commander-in-chief and violence against the commander-in-chief. Number two, the other issue going on with the Democrats is, and we learned this in the shutdown, their base demands that they do anything and everything to throw sand in the gears of government. Let's shut down the government and keep Trump from operating. Hey, let's tell people to refuse orders so that he can't operate as commander-in-chief. It goes back to 2016. They have never believed this man is a legitimate president. That's what their base believes. And so they demand that their elected officials treat him like he's illegitimate. Telling the soldiers not to follow orders from the commander-in-chief? If I were Donald Trump, I would be outraged. He is outraged. He has every right to be outraged. This is extraordinarily irresponsible what these Democrats are doing.
Now, Newsom came out and said,
extraordinarily irresponsible. And listen to what Scott Jennings nails this. That's why I love this. He's one of the most talented speakers that the right has on their side in the defense, period. He says they made it sound like the president is a threat to the Constitution. And they did that. They made that statement without having anything to back it up, without having any shred of evidence. Because when you say, okay, name an illegal order, he hasn't been charged with having an illegal order. He hasn't given an illegal order, like your point. And when you have that type of situation where you have senators and Congress people who did lock everybody down during COVID, who had police officers, all of these people approved the police officers violating the Constitution, violating everybody's rights, violating everybody's civil rights, violating their First Amendment, their Fourth Amendment, their Fifth Amendment rights, their 14th fucking Amendment rights. They violated a good quarter of the damn Constitution, plus the Bill of Rights, for a whole fucking year. And now you guys are going to smugly sit there and say to the troops of this country, and they're going to, the thing that pisses me off the most about this is these jerk-offs are going to get away with it. Nothing's going to happen to them. We all know that. They're going to be able to make this fucking ridiculous TikTok-style video, because that's all, it's all politics has been deduced down to, is who could be the best on TikTok. And you know how that's going to work. It's going to one up. You have to continue to one up your wow factor nonstop, over and over and over and over and over again. And this is the type of horse shit that you're left with. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
I think they want civil unrest because that's how they win. Here's the thing. One, I'm seeing a whole play here. Like, this was set up specifically to piss Trump off because they knew he'd run his Truth Social. Because, I mean, love or hate Trump, he gets pissed off and goes on Truth Social and lets it rip. Right? That's just who he is. So they knew that, and they knew they needed a distraction from all of this Epstein stuff. Which, not to wade too deep into it immediately, but the fact that they couldn't even censure the Democratic senator who was taking texts and talking to Epstein and taking advice, taking plays. That chick was the quarterback and he was the coach. To the point of when she was done with her questioning, he sent her a text that said, "Good job." Because she was asking him what to say. Yes.
Hey,
and we couldn't even censor her.
Ask Cohen on how to, what's some dirt on Trump that I could ask Cohen about? Texting them like they're fucking best friends. And this was that just to finalize that stupid ass Jasmine Crockett, that video we watched earlier. This is her trying to explain herself now once she realized how stupid it sounds.
Do you want to correct the record on the people that?
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. He admitted that he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't trying to mislead people. I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that debate.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took money from
I did not know.
A registered sex offender.
No, but I literally did not know. When you search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do, I texted them and I said, listen, we're going up. They are saying that she took donations.
Right, but someone might say, well, your team should have done the homework to make sure it wasn't the convicted sex trafficker.
Within 20 minutes, you could not find that out.
Hey, then, Jasmine, I have a little bit of advice for you. You ready, you dumb bitch? Don't say nothing, because you look like an asshole. But the problem is, these people are all about narrative building, and they don't give a shit. They do not care. They want to. You're still dealing with the same people that think Russia was the thing. They want to put out the lie. They want to put out the narrative. They want to put out the idea that Trump is breaking military law, and that's going to be the newest thing that you heard. Oh, Trump breaks the law. Trump breaks the law. Trump breaks the law. I have one of my liberal coaches, old coaches, that we text message back and forth to each other a lot. It's funny to where if Trump did this type of shit against Biden, he would call for him to literally be drawn and quartered right there, pull his pants down, show his little wiener, cut his wiener off, put it in his own ass. Like, they would have called it for all that type of stuff and lost their minds. And now when it's done to him, they're like, oh, but it's really not illegal and it's really not treason because they really didn't say it. They want to play this now all of a sudden semantic horseshit game because it's against Trump. And it's like what I was talking about, in the very beginning of the show. You have two groups of people that are fucking stupid. The God's honest truth, you are absolutely stupid. You believe every stupid lie because you're such a team cheerleader and you're stuck in this toxic, tribalistic shit mentality where you're just a parrot and you've been trained like a rat in a cage to hit a button. You get fed a little bit of dopamine food from these fucking idiots. And if you just took your head out of your ass long enough, you would see what was going on. I don't know.
This is the same woman that said it is not a crime to cross the border into our country illegally. She literally said that.
Dude, she's hot to me, though. Don't you think she's hot? She's definitely a smash.
No, man. I like the other one. You know me. I like the Biden chick, Karine. I like Karine. I was always a Karine man. This one is
I have a very honest question for you. Women might want to not listen to this question. You know how Jasmine Crockett, when she first ran, she was like, yes, please. I would love some more milk and cheese, please. Right? She was so prim and proper. She was all talking really nice. Really. Now all of a sudden, like, y'all, I don't know what y'all motherfuckers is talking about. I'm fixing to bust a cap in this motherfucker. So how do you think she is in bed? You think she's hood rat? Or do you think she's like preppy Jane in bed? What do you say? That's my serious question.
Man, I'm going to return that with a question myself to let you know where my mind is when you ask me that. How do you think Jabba the Hutt is in bed? Okay? What's your opinion on banging Jabba the Hutt? That's how I feel about Jasmine Crockett. It's disgusting. The thought of it is so disgusting. I can't give you nothing, dog.
Dude, really? I think Jasmine Crockett's pretty hot, but I bet banging Jabba the Hutt and Jasmine Crockett would be eerily similar. Go figure that one out.
She was so low. Here's the thing about it.
Fire away.
Jasmine Crockett is from my area, right? Like I grew up and lived basically in the Dallas area. I lived 2.5 hours away from Dallas most of my life. So the Jasmine Crockett, so not the millionaire family private school graduate Jasmine Crockett who got in. But that hood wannabe Jasmine Crockett, the character she's playing right now, I grew up with that. So maybe that's why, you know what I mean? In the same way that I'm like, dude, you're so cool. You should do like Soprano stuff. You're like, that doesn't play here, bro. You know what I mean? It would be like me trying to dress like a cowboy around here. People be like, no, that's not. Stop it. You know what I mean?
Howdy, partner.
I'm not a freaking cowboy. You know what I mean?
I would love
so
it,
I think maybe she's more exciting to you, right? The way I watch
I don't
Jersey
know. You know what you need to do? Grow out a beard. Put the glasses on with the cowboy hat, because nothing for nothing, man. If they could turn Cole Hauser into like one of the hottest cowboys that's ever lived, that every chick loves, I will never forget showing Serena the picture of what the fuck's his name in that movie, Rip, and he even has like an awesome name. It's like Rip, you know. So I go, you ever see that guy without all that horse shit on? She's no, I never have. Hey, it's him. She's like, oh my God, it's that guy? Yeah. He's not so attractive anymore, is he? Sunglasses, beard, cowboy hat, bro. That's right up your alley.
That's the 10-year plan. You know what I mean? Once all the internet death threats pile up and I start like not being able to, pull off 30 anymore. You know what I'm saying? When I don't look 30 anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get to a couple chats real quick, Mike. Let's do a couple messages here. We have Yankee68 says they're going to get roasted for this. Mainstream media tried to hide it. Trump brought it into the light. Yeah, dude. They have to get roasted for this. This is once again here. You ready? You want to hear Trump? This is what Trump said on this. Trump on treason. Here you go.
Your reaction was pretty direct. This is really bad and dangerous to our country. The words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors, and you wanted to say punishable by death. So people thought that you were saying death to those politicians. What were you saying?
Well, if you look at sedition, if you look at that type of, it's a very strong form of being a traitor. It's a terrible thing to say. I must tell you, I heard it, and I thought it was some kind of a comedy situation. I thought they would, it was some kind of a skit, and because I couldn't believe that they'd say it. And I watched Democrat congressmen and one Democrat senator yesterday on one of the shows didn't even want to discuss it. They said, whoa, don't get me into that one. They didn't want to get into it. That is a really serious charge. I'll tell you what they said is, and it was, I mean, I don't know about the modern day things because, modern day is a lot softer, but in the old days, if you said a thing like that, that was punishable by death.
Yeah, but you're not threatening them. A lot of people are interpreting there's a threat and there's security.
Well, I'm not threatening them, but I think they're in serious trouble. I would say they're in serious trouble. I'm not threatening death, but I think they're in serious trouble. In the old days, it was death.
Do you worry, Mr. President?
Seditious behavior.
Do you worry
that was a big deal.
Do you worry
Today,
that
nothing's a big deal. Today's a different world. Okay, it's a softer, it's a meeker, milder world.
If everyone wants my opinion on what I just heard, I'm going to translate. That. Ready? Fuck them pussies. Kill them. Fucking. We live in a pussy society anymore. They need to die. Dude, he'd be like, hang him from the front of the White House lawn, leave him hanging for 3.5 weeks. Trump would be one of them crazy ass kings. Can you imagine like King Trump in the middle of the fucking like Stone Age?
I'm down.
Whatever,
Let's go.
attacking people's walls. You could 100% see that guy. He would be one of the most ruthless ass murderers, I think. Because when you hear him, he speaks about fucking killing people all the time. They're like, hey, aren't you gonna? What are you gonna do about those drug boats? We're just gonna kill them. Fucking kill everybody. I don't care. Fucking kill them. You gotta love it, dude.
I agree, man. It's first of all, yes. You know what I mean? Let's go, Trump. I loved it. I loved the fact he wouldn't even let Kill Me talk. Like he was ranting so much, he shut Kill Me down. Kill Me, like his buddy who he'll listen to. He shut him down on that. He was like, no, these bitches are bitches. And back in the day, we would not stand for these bitches being bitches like this. I love that. And yeah, man, I love a president who's down with that. I wish we had a pack of White House dogs and you release them 6 days after the Democratic senators had been hanging and you live stream on CNN and Fox News the White House dogs hungry, not fed for 3 days, and then you release them on the hanging bodies of the Democratic senators. And everybody watches it. And they go, oh, this is what happens when we trip. This is what happens when we try to betray America or foment civil war. Let's not do that.
If you ask me, sometimes a message has to be sent. And sometimes we have, the difference is this. We could classify these motherfuckers as habitual line steppers at this point. They are always stepping over the damn line, and I'm getting kind of sick and tired of it. Everyone's being so like, oh, no, don't. No, somebody needs to make an example of them. You don't want to hang them? All right, great. So how about we water torture them for a little bit? Bring back some of that water torture that
Just
we
jail.
put the Somalis through,
Just jail.
or lock them in like solitary for 9 years, and then make them try to scale off the side of a mountain like we did in the movie The Rock, shit like that. Like, let's do some stuff like that. Let's get to a couple more chats. Yankee 68 comes in hot with stuck up cunt, and she is a pompous ass. You gotta love it, Jay Calda. It's a shame how bad the Democrats act. They will get away with it. Yeah, 100%. They will get away with it. Justin Dell says 100% hood rat. Something tells me Jay Dell wants that hood rat in bed. Hey, Jay Dell, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for you, kid. You put it in the chat. It looks like you a little hood rat. Oh, yeah, hood rat, hoochie mama. We know how it works, bro. Fucking Fresh Mike's been in the club to that one. Hood rat, hoochie mama.
Ain't nothing but a hood rat, hoochie mama. What you doing, hoochie mama? Hood rat, hoochie mama. What you doing, hoochie mama? Ain't nothing but a... Ooh, look at that.
And then immediately the DJ kicks it in. From the windows to the walls, to the sweat drips from my balls. That's the best is that joke from fucking Chris Rock with the bitches dancing from it. To the sweat drips off my balls. To the sweat. Oh, you got to fucking love it. 100% hood rat. I lived all over DFW from 90 and 98. Loved it. Yankee 68 says, if you could keep her mouth shut, I wouldn't turn it away, is what Jay Dell said. No, hell no, man. Hey, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Jasmine Crockett's not a bad-looking human being. She is not. You think she is?
Raise your standards, bro. Her
No
face
way.
isn't ugly, but she's man. Look, she got a Cheeto body. She's sitting around eating Cheetos and complaining. You know what I mean? She's the kind of chick that you would hook up with her, and the next day she would tell everybody that you called her the N word just to ruin your credibility. No thanks. You know.
Meanwhile, she was telling you to call her all night while you were fucking her. She's like, "Call me this.
Look,
Call me this, you white motherfucker. Call
I may
me."
or may
Sorry,
not.
I watched too many. I watched
I
too many
may or,
biracial pornos. I apologize for that.
or look from somebody who knows personally. I'm not gonna brag. I'm just gonna say I've definitely been to Chocolate City more than one, and I can tell you as a white man who's been to Chocolate City, those
Hey,
girls
man,
insist
I
on being
snowboarded
called.
down the Chocolate Mountain, son. That's how chocolatey I got.
Those girls insist you call them names. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like if they got a white boy, they want it. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's your thing, you know what I mean? I'm here to prove.
Love me. They love Italians. Black women love Italians. But you brought up Mom Dami. Let's rip through this. I have this one left to go, and we're actually already over.
Yeah, we gotta go. Yeah.
But fuck it, this is a Friday. We're having some good time. I got the piff.
Yeah, the piff.
1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. I got the piff. Hey, let's get to Trump, man.
Ultimately, he'll convince me or I'll convince him. You know, it's for the good of New York. Ultimately, it's for the good of New York. I don't care about affiliations or parties or anything else. I want to see if this city could be unbelievable, if he could be a spectacular success, I'd be very happy.
Do you think you guys will meet more in the future, too?
Sure.
Do you think you'll meet again in the future, throughout the administration?
I think we will. I think we will. I hope we do. I enjoyed the meeting. We had a great meeting. Please.
Mr. President, Republican Elise Stefanik has campaigned multiple times by calling Zohran Mamdani a jihadist. Do you think you're standing next to a jihadist right now in the Oval Office?
No, I don't. But she's out there campaigning, and you say things sometimes in a campaign.
Isn't that sort of
She's a very capable person.
Isn't
But
that a kind of label?
you really have to ask her about that. But no, I don't particularly. I think I met with I met with a man who's a very rational person. I met with a man who really wants to see New York be great again. And I can say again, because New York was great. You know, when I came down to Washington initially, the city was so hot. It was doing great. We were having some telltale signs and problems. We had a mayor that was not doing a great job, but still, it was moving along. And it went bad. It really went, pretty bad. And I think it's been at lower points, but it went pretty bad. I think he can bring it back. Now, the question is, will he bring it back all the way? Will he bring it back greater than ever before, which is, I guarantee, that's his wish. I think he wants to make it greater than ever before. And if he can, we'll be out there cheering. I'll be cheering for him. Okay? Thank you.
So, do you want me to tell you my thoughts on that, bro? So,
man,
this is Trump. There's a thing in sales where you give them the ignorance question, and you ask a customer a question where they have no idea what the fuck you just asked, and because they're so ignorant to it, automatically you become the professional, right? But what Trump does is he puts these fucking people out there like they just talked to the principal. And it's like, all right, listen, get your ass up now. Stand there while I talk to your parents. Sit the fuck down and shut up. And the way he was standing with his hands folded down like this, very nervous, and how complimentary Trump was to him tells me something. It tells me that he walked in there and Trump saw him as a weak fucking idiot. I'm telling you, Trump came out too nice because he does not view this guy as a threat in any way, shape, or form. And he made him look small and he made him look fucking tiny. And the guy he looked like an amateur standing next to Trump. And it was very interesting to watch. All of his bravado and all of his demeanor and all of his attacking Trump vanish when he was standing behind him in the Oval Office. It was fucking funny to watch.
Well, I mean, he admitted he was going there to try to get money. And anytime you show up anywhere with hat in hand, especially when you've been talking smack about the dude you're trying to get the money from. I mean, you know what I mean? You're going to have to do that. Also, I have a very successful friend I was talking to earlier today about this, and he was like, and he's a conservative too, and he knows my stance. And he was like, "Did you see that?" I was like, "I actually didn't get to see it." He's like, "Man, look at it right now." And I was like, "Holy crap!" And then he was like, "You know the play, right?" He's like, "Mamdani's going to go into New York, drive all the real estate prices down to nothing, have all the people move out. Then Trump's going to buy up all the real estate, have all his people come back in, then vote Mamdani out. That's Trump's plan. That's why Trump is like, New York is great. He knows everybody else is going to leave. He's going to swoop up all the property. That's the plan." So,
Pew, pew. You fucking nailed that, bro. That is 100%. He's a real estate guy. There we go. Fucking
Trump wants that. Trump is like, destroy this place. Yeah. Trump is like, Mamdani's plan needs about $1 trillion. He ain't gonna get it. That place is gonna fall apart, and I'm buying it. You know what I mean?
Buying it.
It's
if
about
you
to be
money,
Trump
you're
way,
gonna be in
not
a perfect
Broadway.
position when New York goes to shit. You're 100% going to be in a perfect position. Then you can get rid of him, and then all of a sudden, the difference now is can it come back? I don't know. I don't know if it could even come back. But this is they asked Mamdani this question, and watch his answer.
Mamdani, it sounds like you had a productive discussion, but just days ago you referred to President Trump as a despot who betrayed the country. You said you would be his worst nightmare and accused him of having a fascist agenda. Are you planning to retract any of these remarks in order to improve your relationship?
I think both President Trump and I, we are very clear about our positions and our views, and what I really appreciate about the president is that the meeting that we had focused not on places of disagreement, which there are many, and also focused on the shared purpose that we have in serving New Yorkers. And frankly, that is something that could transform the lives of the 8.5 million people who are currently struggling under a cost of living crisis, with 1 in 4 living in poverty. And the meeting came back again and again to what it could look like to lift those New Yorkers out of struggle and start to deliver them a city that they could do more than just struggle to afford it, but actually start to live in it.
And I've been.
And real quick, so we say all that. Trump was hysterical because he legit was standing there looking at Mamdani saying, "We're going to make New York great again, right? We're going to make New York great again." He's like, "Oh, yeah." Then they asked him that question, and he's like, deer in headlights. "Oh, no, we're clear where we stand with each other." Well, where is that? Do you think that he's the worst, most disgusting person on the planet, or are you licking his ass right now because you have orange lips? I'm telling you, he had an orange tongue. He had orange lips. He was so far up Donald Trump's ass. He had orange on the back of his ears. That means he had to pull. It means he had to pull his head out of his ass to get it back there. You know what I'm talking about, bro? Fucking, that's how deep he was in. And Trump came back with this.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not that insulting. Maybe I think he'll change his mind after we get to working together. Yes, please.
Dude, just sitting. Trump is cheesing the entire time. He knows that he just pulled this guy's head out of his ass. You know what I'm saying? He's got those fucking skid marks on the back of his fucking eyebrows. But dude, it's fucking. It's really funny watching that happen, because Trump, when that guy was asking that question, if you noticed, Trump had the fucking biggest shit-eating grin on his face. I don't know if anybody was staring at it, but when this guy was like, "Yep," and then what did Trump do? He bailed him out of that question. When have you ever seen Trump this magnanimous before? Tell me in the fucking chat. Do we have any chats? Mama Duke says, "Keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer." I don't think he views him as an enemy. I think he views him as a little ant that he could just flick. You know what I'm saying? Just get the fuck out of here, you little commie fuck.
I would say, more of a puppy dog, but yeah, I mean, Mamdani looked like a puppy dog. Like the way he was, like you said, with his hands and everything, he looked like, I was waiting for him to go, "Yes, sir, President, Mr. Trump, sir. What can I do, Mr. President Trump, sir?" And also remember, he's a socialist, right? So they stand behind nothing they say. You go into with somebody because the whole thing of socialism is appeal to power, to have some of that power, right? And he came in there, and he bent he kissed the ass. "Whatever you need, President Trump, sir. I just need money to make America, New York great again, sir." And then as soon as the cameras come on, he knows he can't say it. Think about and here's the frustrating part to me. And I know, but okay, Trump is acting like a guy who is not running ever again for any office, right? Because I know all the MAGA people that are just fucking livid right now. And that's fine. Whatever. But he's truly acting like a man who wants a big chunk in New York City and wants to buy it at a premium. But I don't know, man. I think the healing has begun. I'm hoping. I don't know the play here other than if Trump is trying to get liberals on his side, it's never going to work. He'll release the Epstein files. He'll give everybody $2,000 that makes under $100 a year helping out poor folk. He'll, he'll be friends with Mom Donnie. He'll do all of this shit. You know what I mean? And what happens? He's still the evil bastard, whatever they want to call him stuff. So, that's why I think this is not a political play.
So to me, it's this is what bothers me about everything, and this is why I was so on the Republicans. We are potentially less than a year away from Trump being a lame duck president, and we really are potentially a year away from the Trump era being over. Essentially, if we don't do some of the right things, this is why I go after him. Justin Dell says Sheila McCormick, Congresswoman, over Florida Jasmine Crockett. Who's Sheila McCormick? Which one's that, dude? Can you look her up real quick? No? What do we got, Mike?
I'm doing it. Hold on.
I got Mama Duke saying 100%. 100%, Mike. The people won't change until they feel the pain, Yankee 68 says. I completely agree with Yankee 68. They 100% will not change. Justin Dell says she completely would, but it would be worth it. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. I don't know what we were talking about there, man. I guess I'm going a little bit too far back in this chat. Let's see if we have anything. We don't have any Facebook or we don't have any YouTube comments. Let's see if we have any Facebook comments. I was told that I neglect the Facebook chat, so I got to see. I don't know if we do. Do we have any?
Pull that screen up.
Amy K. Hall says, let's go. Amy, you always leave out the fucking. We have spoken about this. We have had this conversation. I get it. You are way more respectable than me. But you could put the let's.
Got to be married to her.
We do effing? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just busting her chops. Just busting some chops here.
Hey, you're like, Amy always leaves out the fucking, and I'm like, you ought to be married to her.
You know why that was so funny is because I felt that. I felt it like deep, down in here, like in the solar plexus area. I definitely, I felt that one. What else? Do we have any other?
I gotta pull up the screen. I just pulled up.
What's that? Oh yeah. What's her name? Who is that?
I just pulled up that screen.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah. Dang it. My man was correct.
Yeah, dude. Well, hey, Justin J. Dell coming up huge with the hot little congresswoman. Once again, Yankee 68 says he doesn't discriminate. He appreciates. That's what he was saying. He will go with all of them, including Chinese, which is important. Which is very, very important. I think I have.
You don't have to take my word for it.
Oh, there we go. All right, let's see. We have a couple things here. Ready? Let's fire through these really quick, and we'll get out of here. If you haven't seen this, a New Jersey group tried to harvest organs from live patients, whistleblowers say. Senior leaders of a major organ donor organization are accused of directing medical staff to remove parts from an individual who still showed signs of life, recklessly discarding hundreds of organs, exploiting donors, and covering up their actions by depleting records. Mike, give me 20 seconds of that gem.
Well, they were just showing signs of life. You know what I mean? Come on. What are we going to do? Run those organs till they got nothing left in them? Till there's no resale value on somebody who's bedridden for the next 3 years?
Dude,
no, thank
who
you.
wants
Give those
dead
organs to people who need them.
You know, Mike, who wants dead organs? Nobody wants dead organs. I want my organs live, right? Like, I don't want my organs that came from a dead person. Get it out of a dude whose heart's still beating. I don't care if it's his heart. I don't want. Why on earth would I want a heart that stopped beating? You know what I'm saying?
What I'm
you
saying.
Give me like a fucking
and if this
Chinese,
person is just showing signs
Chinese
of life,
rebuilt heart, man. I don't want no defective Chinese rebuilt heart.
No, thank you. And that's what I'm saying, man, is like, if it's going to be a person using up all of these good organs while they stay bedridden, barely showing signs of life for 2 years, while they cost the medical industry hundreds of thousands of dollars, raising my insurance premiums, or we can go ahead and say you've had a good run, but there's no reason to be an incapacitated just body that we're keeping alive via machines for the next 2 years when we can harvest your organs and bring down everybody's premiums. You know what I'm saying? Let's freaking go.
So here's another one really quick. New Jersey is likely to see between 2.2 and 3.8 feet of sea level rise by 2100 if the current global carbon emissions continue. But seas could rise by as much as 4.5 feet if the ice sheet melt accelerates. And New Jersey Climate Resource Center at Rutgers University said on Tuesday, I've got news for you, New Jersey Climate Change Resource Center at Rutgers in New Jersey. And I mean this, listen to me closely. You are full of shit. I've lived on the Jersey Shore my entire life. It has not moved a fucking inch. The Statue of Liberty has not been underwater at any point. Nothing has changed. Nothing. That's only 46 years. Sorry. Really quick, have you seen this? The payout scheme? A payout scheme for senators deepens as a gap between D.C. and the rest of us. These fucking jerk faces. You know the jerk faces that the senators that potentially got illegally spied on? These guys? Yeah, they're going to be suing, right? The result, 8 senators could demand $500,000 for every instance of seized data. Those instances could stack, pushing potential payouts into the tens of millions of taxpayer dollars. And that's not an exaggeration, said Senator Lindsey Graham has all but celebrated the prospect. And not only that, he's blocked legislation to stop him from getting it. He said he wanted tens of millions of dollars for seized records while victims of weaponization still face shattered lives. How much you want to fucking bet he wouldn't give that to charity, anything that came from it?
He couldn't give shit to nobody. And he loves war. He loves war too. Man, no, man, I don't like Lindsey Graham. And I think that's gross. You know, I mean, it's you go after the people that committed the crimes. You don't, bankrupt taxpayers because crimes were committed against you. Especially if you've chosen to do that job.
Last story. Yep. 2 North Texas men have been indicted for alleged scheme to sail to a foreign island, murder all the men, and enslave the women and children. Listen.
All I got to say to that?
Fuck, I celebrate your ambition. I mean, I really celebrate those are 2 men with a plan. Don't arrest them. Let them see if, dude, I would love to strap strap GoPros on them, see if they can accomplish their mission. That would be some of the best TV I've ever watched in my life.
I love it, man. North Texas guys. That's me.
What island do they think they can take over, though? That's the question I want to know. Who are we talking about? Like they have really got to be 2 badass dudes where you could just drop them off at the island. You know, it's like Naked and Afraid. Kill all the men and steal all the women edition. Naked and Afraid and slave an entire island edition. Dude, that would be fucking amazing. Amazing.
And they wanted to go to South Padre. Their whole plan was to take over South Padre Island. That was their deal. I don't know if you know, that's like our little summer vacation destination here is South Padre Island, right? It's like Jersey Shore for y'all. And that's where they were going to take over the party island and have women slaves. I love it, man. Let's go. I mean, based. At least they got goals. At least they're not just playing video games. I like it.
You gotta fucking love it, bro. Last one, just so everybody knows, this is from Wake Up, New Jersey. New Jersey's health insurance program is broke. Thank you, New Jersey. Keep voting for retarded Democrats. I'm just going to toss that one out there. And I think that is all we have in the show today. Let's toss you a little bit. I think this is what's it, Danny Hurley. I think this is Danny Hurley, coach of UConn.
Sports are getting softer, and there's not enough people that are living and dying with every possession, striving, giving everything that they have to winning. 2 rings, Baldy. But like, what is the worst thing that you'd say about me? You know, that I scream at officials, and every season or two I go a little too far.
Take some balls calling somebody baldy when you are bald as fuck. I mean, that I respect him. Listen, Hurley, I respect you just for that, buddy. Good job. Good job. I really, I mean, that's fucking awesome. But listen, that comes to the end of the program. I'd just like to say thank you to every single one of you crazy ass motherfuckers that are still with us in the chat. Every one of you guys. Justin Dell, Yankee 68. Later, folks, have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. Yankee 68, he said he can verify for 57 years, meaning Yankee 68 has been having biracial fornication for 57 years. And I think that is amazing. Yankee 68, you are amazing. Hurley is a Jersey guy. Yeah, he's a Jersey guy. He's actually married to a girl I went to high school with, friends with her younger brother. Friends of the family. I mean, we've known actually that family for like my entire life. But Mama Duke, Yankee 68, Jay Calda, Jersey A, PT Pod, every one of you crazy bastards. I love you in the chat. Really appreciate you guys. Mikey, tell them what's happening this weekend.
Oh man, we got the mega stream. That's tomorrow and Sunday, and we will be showing all the caltrops from this week. And I haven't verified with you, but if you will allow me, I'd love to rerun that interview as well on Saturday for the mega stream where you can watch all the caltrops. We could do that interview.
So I'm the asshole. I never went into Rumble, I guess. So Rumble, I'm used to it just ending itself. I guess when I did things back to back, I didn't go into Rumble, end the other show. And so when I went live again, it just went right to that link. So if you play that show, it's probably one long...
Cool. Yeah.
One long ass fucking.
Yeah, well,
So knock yourself out. Of course you can. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
And it was cool because you had the homie on Wednesday and you showed your baby on Wednesday. It was a good show, man. Wednesday was good. Wednesday was awesome.
Dude, Wednesday was fun, man. He bailed me out because I was, once again, this week's been busy. I'm working like 45 minutes away from the house. Yeah. And little homie, 7 months old. Dude, he's so funny. He's so fucking cool. Yeah. But yeah, dude, so you have the stream. Everyone, guys, listen, if you get in his stream, drop something in the chat. That goes a long way for us, man. It helps us out in all of them. You know, if you like our pages, and every once in a while, share it, finger the fuck out of our like buttons, and take that tip of the finger and make a comment, man. And you know what? When you take that tip of the finger and you make it a comment, it may just spur you on to use 2 fingers and make 2 comments. And that's really when you start enjoying yourself. Playing the figure game on your phone. So I really appreciate those things.
I just have one quick question before we go. I want to know how many times Jersey Abe talking about verifying. I want to know how many times he's heard.
Do not come.
Not yet.
Do not come.
Not yet. And then he goes,
I'm going to come.
So, all right.
Jersey Abe, I would say, I don't know if I could call him a premature ejaculator. I don't know. That seems like someone that likes ripping out prematurely. But hey, guys, I
wasn't referring to that. I was just saying. Sorry.
Oh no, yeah, fuck yeah. No, he may be a premature ejaculator. I overcame that.
I wasn't saying that. I wasn't saying that.
Yeah, but I mean, it was tough. I had to. You know what it is about the premature ejaculation problem? I've studied this really in college. The problem is when guys jerk off, they do so for speed and not for duration. You know, you have to love yourself a little bit. When you treat yourself properly, and you have to train for the event. You know, and the problem is when guys beat off, they are training for premature, you know, formulation and fornication at that point. So no, man, you have to train yourself. I think they call it now, the kids call it edging. You gotta get
Edging,
yourself
yes.
that.
I was just
Yeah. I mean,
gotta
listen,
edge.
you got to merge the old school jerk with the new school technique, and then I think that's how you overcome something like that. I mean, I've been there. I've had that problem myself. I was a rush jerker. I mean, I really was a rush jerker, and you can't do that to yourself. You have to take your time. You have to take your time. Even if your hand starts cramping, start going lefty. I'm tossing that out there. All right, just let yourself train properly. You know.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Damn right. Figure the fuck out of that like button. And I appreciate you guys. Listen, you can be your own caltrop if you would just masturbate properly. And I mean that, guys. Thank you very much. That is going to go a long way with keeping your head clear. That way you could block out all the negative thoughts. You only take in the positive thoughts. Breathe in positivity, exhale negativity, and then jerk properly. And I'm telling you, those are the keys to fucking life. Thank you very much. Be a caltrop. Share the shit out of this. And this caltrop with my man, fucking white ass Mike, PT Pod. We are out. Later.